We got another long drive and brain dump. We got a long drive and a nice long brain dump today, October 24th, 2025. What are we going to talk about today? Is it better? No, these glasses are, man. I gotta get some new lenses. I gotta go to the eye doctor and get a whole new prescription through. Back to my big old glasses, my big old granny glasses. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Hey, Salty Sage, right? Is it Salty Sage? Yeah, so what are we going to talk about today? What is going on? So later on tonight, I plan on getting on and discussing this whole Pan-African versus FBA thing, because I think it's really heating up. Sarah Sutton-Seti actually came out and said something. Hey, what's up, Jackie? What's up? You guys are going to take a ride with me. It's another mind dump. So Seti came out and he actually said some stuff. In about an hour or two, I'm going to do a live and we're going to go over all that stuff. And here's the question, guys. Do you guys prefer when I do lives that I bring people up? Do you guys prefer that I just do it and just discuss it? Or do you guys think I should continue to bring people up on the panel? What are y'all thoughts? Do y'all like the panel, or do you want it more to be informational without the input? What are y'all thoughts? Hey. Happy Friday. Thank you. Drive safe. Let me know y'all thoughts. One, if you prefer it to be with a panel, and two, if you prefer it to be just me with the information. Three, if you would like a combination of the panel, maybe I give the information early and get the full thought out and then bring the panel later. So 1, 2, or 3. 1, no panel. 2, panel. 3, panel after I get done with the presentation. Just let me know in the chat. Because sometimes, a lot of time, I don't necessarily get through, what I'm talking about before people get to can you drop the link? I got something to say. Oh my, whatever. Wait, that information, could you please drop the link? Oh my God. People get to tripping, I start to showing some of the information that goes against their beliefs, and they're like, oh, wait, we have to stop this. It must be stopped. I have to interrupt it. So let me know. If y'all don't, just hit me up somehow and let me know. Yeah, so an epiphany came upon me, and I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting how it came upon me. I figured out that this entire deal with Argentina is damn near a leveraged buyout. I looked it up on ChatGPT, and basically it was able to break down. Well, it was like, yeah, pretty much. I said, damn. Because you know how you be getting them downloads in the morning? And see, the first black person that became a billionaire due to leverage buyouts was a guy named Reginald Lewis. Go look him up. And I think he brought Elizabeth Arden, or Elizabeth Arden, or Liz Taylor, one of those cosmetic brands. He did a leverage. They were about to go down under, and he did a leveraged buyout, and he got control of that company. And so there was only 2 black main billionaires. They said Bob Johnson was the first black billionaire, but I think it was this Reginald Lewis guy. I don't know if Bob Johnson was a billionaire before Reginald Lewis. I was just listening to Rashid earlier today and stuff, and got to hear some of his whatever he got going on, Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. So I figured out that this whole Argentina is just like, I think that we forget that America is a business, and all this ordeal, all this stuff that's going on is really like strategic business deals that are going on. Once we get out of like the politics of it all and realize that there's like some business happening and that this is a corporation and it's behaving as such like a business, and that's why it makes some sense that they would hire a businessman to run the corporation like Donald Trump, and then it's operating as a business would operate. And you know what it is? It's because the business is very cutthroat, and we're pretty much employees of that business, even if we operate, even if there's sub businesses in the main corporation. From the state level, you start your corporation, you have a tax, it's all under the United States, right? So we're basically, all of our corporations, even our own body is its own entity that is owned by the corporation. The moment that you sign your birth certificate and your social security card. And what's happening is that when we begin to operate ourselves like a business, we wouldn't attach ourselves so much to a corporation, right? People don't work at McDonald's and start claiming McDonald's, do they? Or start getting attached to that job at McDonald's. But we will get attached to our corporate structure here. We get attached to our corporate. Oh, I'm a foundational Black American. It's like, dude, first of all, your parents were prisoners of war. And you want to tout this name of American? I mean, honey, it's almost like they came up with this whole idea of the foundational Black American, and people just lost their fucking common sense. They started to become patriotic and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I understand. It's okay if you want to be patriotic, fine. People started really touting the whole Trump thing. I love, Trump is my president. I love President Trump, and I'm a foundational Black American. Foundational Black American. And then they start to like call each other names. Okay, well, this person's a tether. They need to get up out of my country. They started to feel some ownership with this foundational Black, this pride. And that's great to have pride and feel proud of, being a captive, being a prisoner of war, Well, my family came from the 18th century. We've been here prisoners of war since the 18th century. That's when the boat came over. And I'm like, bro, okay. They act like we just came on a luxury cruise and just came over on the boat. Like, yes, let's come on, get together, family. We're going to America. We are going to America. Come on, join into America. Like, we was just happy. Come on now. We were traded like animals. So to this whole ideal of this foundational, people are getting real bent out of shape. You should hear some of the things that they, like even today, Tariq Nasheed was playing some of his conversation with this Jamaican. I guess it kind of got, because the way that Tariq does his thing is it's like very argumentary, it's satirical, but then it goes into a roast battle. He'll get to roasting you and this, that, the other. He starts it off in one way. The whole objective is to like kind of get you into a roast thing where he get to roast the person, right? And I guess that's what kind of makes it funny and lighthearted. But when he's talking about, the subject is not a lighthearted subject at all, like whatsoever. There's nothing fucking funny about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very serious, and I don't really get the joke. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you better go up there and eat that bush meat and the mud pies. And I'm like, dude, that's disrespectful of a whole group of people. And see, he'd be the first one. If they started saying shit, we'd be crying about us. You better go over there and start twerking or whatever the hell shit that we got in our culture that's kind of stupid, Be the first ones. Like, don't say that. Oh, all of us don't do that. Not all of us. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'll get me some ice. Give me 1 second, guys. Not all, guys. Not all of us do that. Not all of us be twerking. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. Here I come. Gotta get my ice, y'all. Low iron. You know another thing I found out? Did you know that you can reverse your gray hair with copper supplements? Magnesium, copper, B12, folate, biotin, and I think magnesium and iron. So I'm fixing to get me the Mary Ruth, because I hate taking pills. I'm going to get me some Mary Ruth and try to see. Because lately I have been graying. Gray. So yeah, most gray hair starts from a lack of vitamins, just a vitamin deficiency. So, I mean, hopefully I'll be able to somewhat turn it around. You know, we'll see. I know if I have to take pills, it's going to be too hard. I hate taking pills. And that's another thing people don't realize is that people think that a person is overweight, that they just are eating a whole bunch of food. And no, a lot of people, it's a hormonal situation and they have a nutritional deficit and the body is holding on to all kind of fat. But things are starving. I mean, what did I eat today? I don't even think I ate today. But hopefully by the time I come back I'll eat something. Sometimes when I eat this ice it actually fulfills my appetite though. Zero nutritional benefit. They gotta find a way to make the ice have some nutrition benefits so it could be like actually worth it. Maybe I'll mix it in with my Mary Ruth vitamins. Yeah, it's definitely I crave this stuff. I crave this ice. It's crazy. My iron must be on zero, bro. Anyway, I'm gonna stop crunching. I just had to get because I was craving it so bad. But anyways, where was I at? Argentina. That America is a business. Trump is just the leader of the business, the oligarch. He's not even a king. They should not have no more kings. They should have no oligarch, no corporation, no corporate leader. You know what I'm saying? No. You know, because they're saying it's a kingdom, and then he's trying to create a kingdom, but it's no, this is it's definitely a corporation. You know, so that protest. That's probably why he had that plane poop on everybody. Because, bro, man, get out of here. I'm not trying to be a king. I'm the head of a corporation, sir and ma'am, and whoever else. I think that's what the people are missing. I think that's the missing. Now, when you handle it like that, then you do like how a corporation does. Now everything has, whenever you have a corporation, is under a thing. Like you can sue them for all the shit that they're doing. If you start looking at American like a corporation, now there's lawsuits that can be done for all this stuff that's happening. Get the right lawyers that are not scared, of losing their license, or you'd have to probably try it yourself. But the bottom line is that I think that's what is missing, is that people are looking at all the stuff that's happening. Oh yeah, he's doing deals with Argentina, and that's messing up the American farms, and well, that's part of business. He's not beholden to the people within the company to do it. He can always outsource. You can have people that's in the company that's saying, okay, well, whatever, and it's going to be this amount. I want to give, if you get hired and they're trying to find farmers and it's too much and they can get it cheaper, that's what any business would do. It's the financial thing of the business to do what's best for. It's the fiduciary responsibility of the corporation to do what's best for the corporation. So once you understand that the United States is a corporation, and you understand why it is doing it, the things the way it's doing it, and you won't be surprised. Like, oh my God, Trump he's giving $20 billion to Argentina. All that shit is to secure. I think that's to secure something when he leaves office, trying to invest in the peso and build up the peso for future shit in the future or whatever he's trying to do. When these people do stuff, they don't do it for right now. They do it for later on. They do that shit for 10 years down the line. So he's making this deal now, and we don't even know what the real reason for it is. We just know right now, farmers here, soybean, blah 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 blah. But man, they put crack in the black community, and we ain't recovered since. And that was done, in the 80s? This 20 years later? They play the long game. So whatever this deal is with Argentina, who knows what it is, but I know it's not about what's happening right now. That's what's wrong, is that the way we're seeing stuff, we're not looking at things from a business perspective. People that make deals like that, $20 billion deals, there is a 20-year probably thing down the line where this whole thing is going to be something. It's going to make sense. We don't even know the projections of what they said by investing that into that country. And I think that whatever it is, it's only going to be to benefit whoever, his family and all the other rich people. I don't know if there's like some organization. You know what else I figured out? Argentina, isn't that where Hitler was at? Hitler and his crew? Didn't they go to Argentina? Or his soldiers? I mean, why Argentina? Didn't his soldiers go over there too? Isn't Trump German? Donald Trump, D-R-U-M-P-F, which is German last name. Isn't he German? So it makes sense why he would choose to bail out or whatever Argentina when they are in a bind, because all of his folks is down there. All his German people, probably his family. So he really is you know what I'm saying? What happens? Some businesses, especially when you're a business and stuff like that, you're gonna have the family. You pass your business down to the family, your offspring, your heirs, right? He tried to get South Africa involved with Elon Musk. I don't know whatever happened to that whole ordeal. Have you noticed how quick that whole Elon Musk thing just got quiet? That whole argument between them lasted like a week, and you ain't heard nothing since from Elon Musk about Trump. Like nothing that's making like no super headlines. All those people are in bed together. You can't tell me it's no different. All that stuff is just like smoke and mirrors. Like, oh no, I'm not working with Donald Trump just because everybody was tripping about him being all up in the middle of stuff. I believe that they didn't really fall out. I think that they said, oh, listen, you gotta chill because like being in the White House, it's getting too much heat on you, whatever. You have to work in the background, behind the scenes. We got like stage argument, pretend like we mad at each other. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we still puppeting. You know, you can't. How much money did he say that he helped to get Donald Trump elected? You think that that's gonna he's just gonna let that go? Oh, okay, it's all good. Please. They had a conversation behind the scenes. A phone call was made. They made a deal. Something happened. Whatever it is, energy-wise. Oh, okay. Well, I need my servers, and you ain't gonna let me do this. If you're not gonna pass the H-1B1 visa, I need to have my servers over here, and I don't need to hear shit about it. So you need to talk to your people over here and tell them to shut up. That's how those things go. It ain't no, I just put it a brush, I just stopped talking about it. No, they made a deal. Listen, come on now, people don't be billionaires. That's that once you get to that level, that I don't think that people it's the level of that level is treacherous. You see that P. Diddy started fooling around with them billionaires. You see where his ass is at. I guess he still, people be getting up there and think that they too big for their britches. You can't bring that nigga shit up into the billionaire world. You better realize it, because honey, look at the loss that he took, P. Diddy. All his little, now as many of all them billionaires is weird. Come on now. Honey, it don't even have to be billionaires, but people in that whole, especially in Washington, D.C., all them people, I know I've seen a few people at the parties I used to DJ have whole foot crammed down their throat because they in the foot fetish. Just weird shit. Dressed up in leather with leather and all that bullshit. The little thing that crisscross and got the thing, the mask on their head and all that bullshit. And sucking on people's toes. You got the mask on so you can't see who they are. That they weird, you know what I'm saying? And get it back and take a picture of that shit and end up on the news. Yep. But yeah, so that's what I've kind of pulled from that whole thing, that whole Argentinian deal. I'm gonna create like a video about that and go over that. But later on tonight, I'm gonna go get into this whole FBA thing, because this whole thing is kind of irking me, because I don't think that we need to hate that Caribbeans, Africans, and other black people in the diaspora need to hate each other in order for us to be able to delineate. We don't have to be at war with each other. We don't have to talk shit about each other in order to delineate. And I think that Tariq Nasheed has definitely lost control of his movement. I think that the younger guys that have listened to his rhetoric, they're basically using his rhetoric to basically make it into something completely different. I think that by the time that Tariq Nasheed looks up, that whole FBA thing is going to be something he had no idea of where it's going to turn into. And he's not really doing much to really control it. He's just letting people, he's saying that, oh no, it's not a movement, it's a lineage. And since he doesn't want to take the leadership role of it, then you have other people that can step up into that role. So it leaves an open spot. A person that's way more aggressive and don't give a fuck about the government probably coming and beating their door down because they're just like a crazy ass person. That's what that does. It allows one charismatic leader to jump up and claim his same ideology and then add a little stake onto it. And next thing you know, it's completely changed into something different, completely other than what Tariq Nasheed made it into. And see, you have a lot of these young FBA content creators that is developing cult-like following, and they are not as their rhetoric is way more extreme than Tariq Nasheed's. Like, at least Tariq Nasheed, he talks to a Jamaican person, because what they'll do is, the first thing they'll do is, of course, when they're talking to somebody, the first thing they're going to ask you is, where are you from? Right? So what country, where are you from? Okay. Then they go, after they get out into where are you from, and they figure that out. If you disagree with them, no, you're a tether. No, you say, I don't believe you because you don't agree with their rhetoric. Then you're automatically a tether. And that's another thing, is that people are calling everybody a tether. It's like, what part of tether are we talking about? People that are immigrants, or are we just, you don't agree with me, so you're a tether? You know what I'm saying? And you know what Salra Suit said? He said is that, you know what, the whole FBA movement is tethering off the Pan-African movement. So how could you say that the Pan-Africanism is dead, but then you got all of your things from the movement that was about being Pan-African? That Pan-African movement existed before the FBA movement ever existed. So of course, which one came first, right? So you use the momentum of the Pan-African movement, and then you want to turn around and tell your mom basically who you got birth from, right? Because that's all it was. That stuff birthed the rest of it. I don't think that you have to down Pan-Africanism in order to be an FBA. You got your lineage, you have your thing, you want to delineate and here's the thing, people get delineation wrong. Delineation does not mean that we hate each other and this is a war. It just means that take the benefits of, like, these imaginary reparations that's never gonna fucking happen, that we think that we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Or that Tariq thinks that he's gonna be able to make happen. I don't know. I still don't know what a lot of this stuff is really based on the past and we started hip hop and you guys can't tether on us and get our reparations. That's it. Where is these reparations, sir? You guys can say that you're Black American and get our benefits. What benefits do we have, sir? We get the benefit of getting your ass whooped by the police? Like, what is the benefit? And then when I try to, like, say, hey, look, listen, it's not, we need to be worried when we see stuff like Black people getting beat up by ICE and stuff like that, that's not a good thing. And we want to jump around and say, well, no, everybody need to get up out of our country. Tariq Nasheed said that that's not what he was saying. He's not saying that the Caribbean people need to get about the American country. Now, he will say, well, you fled your country, and he will say that. But my thing is that, okay, if they had, like, some odds or whatever they needed to beat and they needed to flee their country, who the fuck is going to stay in a situation that's of dire, who wants to stay in that situation? Well, you should have stayed there and fixed your country. How could you fix anything from a place of weakness? If you're in the trenches, how are you gonna fix your country? You have to go somewhere where you're going to be able to get some kind of power and then be able to go back and do something. You can't do nothing if you on the down dirt with everybody else. I'm gonna fix it. Okay, good luck. Need to go back and fix their country. And people are so, like, they're so puppets. People just robot, like, it's almost like somebody got like a damn a thing on their back and just stick their hand and they just all parrot the same bullshit. I'm like, dude, when has black people, but maybe that's how we've always been. Like, one person says something, we just all parrot after, NPC parrot after everybody. Nobody has any original thought. And then when you actually talk to them, they're saying, all they're doing is parroting the exact same talking points as Tariq Nasheed. He made the source for FBA. They will say the same, okay, shit, plebiscite, rambling these plebiscites and and it's delineation. Here is the FBA source. D for delineation. P, plebiscite, babbling. That means a person. I don't exactly know what he means by that. Plebiscite, babbling, fleeing. You fled your country. Mud pies. Don't try to pretend like you started a Wakanda. He'll say that just because you say that it might have been good in whatever, or your country might have something going. Oh, don't try to pretend like you have Wakanda. Just stupid shit. I mean, I don't know. It's to me. I don't know. Some of it, I get the roasting part of it. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's for the young kids. Because to me, that shit is childish. Because while he's roasting, he's muting the other person, so you can't even hear what their retort is. So he got into Marcus Garvey. He was telling us how Marcus Garvey's whole thing failed at first, and he told the Jamaica guy, how come you guys don't own anything on your island in Jamaica? How come you don't own the stores on the beaches in your community? I'm like, bro, we don't own the stores in our neighborhood either. Shit, hell, we don't even have a community. Where is our community? At least they got a community. At least they got an island. At least when they do come over here, they find their community and be around their people. They have their little Caribbean store, and honey, they party in that store. They come together and talk to each other in that store. All the Jamaican people start going to that store. Hell, I think Black Americans find themselves in the Jamaican store more than we do in the soul food restaurant. I'll see more Black people going to the Caribbean store to get food. So I don't really get the whole, we gotta cut that out, bro. And the guy was saying, like, we need to stop, we don't need to be enemies. Because this stuff's gonna get harder. We gonna need each other. He said that the Jamaicans are the warrior class of people. And that's where Tariq Nasheed kind of got pissed off. Like, no, you guys aren't the warrior class. You guys got jacked up. Y'all did this. It's like, well, hell, we can't say we're the warrior class either. Because, hell, we got jacked up too. I mean, what the fuck? I don't really get it. Hell, are the Haitians the warrior class then? Because they fought. I think Jamaicans did fight too. He said that Jamaica was a breeding farm, or not a breeding farm. It was a breaking farm. But it had the sugar cane. I think that was probably the most brutal, one of the most brutal plantations because of the whole sugar plantation. But I don't know if it's because of they were trying to break people, or is it that the people that was the slave owners there were just brutal, people. They just had some kind of a masochistic mindset, the French, right? And whoever the Jamaican, whoever those particular slave masters were just wild, Or maybe they did more of that breaking because of the fact that these people were more aggressive slaves. But rather than having a meaningful conversation, it's like he began to make fun of the fact that these people were getting buck broken on Jamaican plantations. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I don't agree with that. And if there's any people from Caribbean, just know that not all of us Black people, FBA or whatever you want to call us, agree with that shit. And just because I'm light skinned and I'm not from and I might have a little white in me, don't mean I don't count as an FBA. Because my family goes back to Virginia, and it's the Smiths, and it's my grandfather's Obadiah Smith Henderson, Obadiah Henderson and Smith or some shit like that. Whatever, it's the Smiths and the Henderson. That on that side. And then there's Lockett on this side. And there is some Caribbean shit going on based on my DNA. I don't know what the fuck's going on my father's side, because my dad died before I could find out. So I don't know but I just know that in my DNA it said that there may be some Barbados shit going on there. But it's mostly black and Nigerian and fucking Nordic. Norse. Which is weird. I don't know where the hell Norse came from. Was the Norse slave owners? I don't know if that white came in through the slave, because it was in Ohio. Was there slave plantations in Ohio? Is Ohio considered the North? No, it's the Midwest, right? Was there slaves up there? I don't know. But somehow they fled from, we talking about fleeing. They fled from Virginia. They was in North Carolina, then they went to Virginia, and then they went to Ohio. I don't know how, or if they did it on foot. Somehow they ended up in Ohio. And there's records of my shit. If you go on Ancestry.com, I got records of my family and where they came from. So you can't talk that bullshit to me, all that tether and this, that, and the other. It's just that I embraced Pan-Africanism a long time ago when I became not a Christian, and I began to look into the African religions, what the truth was about all this stuff, and I found out what it was. You know what I'm saying? I had to say, hey, wow, that was a crazy revelation to me, and when I did the research, I'm like, okay. Now I know that my family does also have Native in it, some Native American as well. I think it's Cherokee, and I think and I actually have I gotta go get the information, but that's on my grandma's side. See, my grandpa is one thing. My grandma has the Native. My grandpa has that white stuff going on. And my grandma has a Native American. And she's Murray and Fletcher. So you have Fletchers and Murrays. And then you have... No, my grandfather's Murray and my grandma's Fletcher. And I think the Fletchers and the Blanchards and all that stuff is all different things. Which it sounds like an Irish last name. So I don't really exactly know what the fuck's going on. But... That's pretty much what's going on in my family, I'm getting close to my destination, guys. I still got about maybe 20 more minutes, well, no, 15 more minutes to go. What else? Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with that situation. Is the FBA thing is just ridiculous, and I'm going to review that. What else should I get into? Yeah, I'm trying to improve my my vitamins. I'm very deficient in my vitamins, so that's one big issue I'm trying to get control over. I think I probably should have gotten off there. We're gonna find out. I don't be knowing which way. This whole airport stuff. Going to this airport? I think I was supposed to go there. Or was I? Oh yeah, I'm doing it right. I get lost every time I do this. Okay, am I supposed to get off here or there? Or what? But yeah. How many of y'all really think once you get to a certain... this is what I saw in this news article. It said that women, in order to date men, have to dial their intelligence back a a certain point in order to actually date men. And that even having a male child dumbs a woman down to a small amount in order to actually deal with men. And it's supposed to be a scientific fact or whatever. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? But it makes sense, right? And then somebody said in the chat, like, well, that's why when women get older and they get divorced or whatever, it's like they don't even want to go back because they got too much sense to actually want to be. And when I actually think about all the relationships I've been into, I guess I did have to kind of dumb myself down. I had to like not say, like, if a guy is saying something and I know that shit, I had to sometimes bite my tongue, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna let him have it because I'm not trying to argue about this shit. Like, okay, well, you got it, whatever. Because sometimes, like, it's not even worth the fucking blood pressure going up. Because men will make you fucking pissed off. Because they will be so stuck on their goddamn shit that is wrong as fuck, bro. And it was crazy, like, I had this person to say, well, you know what, your audience doesn't like you. This one person got on the phone with me today. Got me up. Woke me up first thing in the morning. Your audience does not like you. I'm like, well, damn, well, that's crazy, So I'm like, that's a weird thing to have an audience that does not like you. Why would the audience sit there and listen and watch someone that they don't even like? That's crazy. Like, just to be sitting up there, like, just watching the person. I don't like her. Look at her. Look at her. I mean, for how long do they sit there just not liking me? You know what I'm saying? What a useless waste of time. Like, bro, do people I just, okay. It sounds like you're projecting whatever you think onto my audience. I think there's some people that disagree and agree based on the subject matter. Depending on, there might be some things they agree with what I say, and sometimes it does not mean that they like or dislike me, because to be quite honest, nobody really knows me long enough, except for probably Jackie, my moderator, and some people that might know me personally. You don't even really know me to dislike me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, if you only get to talk to me for a certain online or whatever, you don't really, if you got to actually talk to me on the phone and hear me and see who I really am, because I'm a mom. It's a whole lot of different parts. Even when AT2 met me, it's like he's like got a whole different picture of who I was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to see me online, and it's like, oh, okay. But it's another thing to actually, like, see me actually, in person and talk to me, And I don't put up with no bullshit. Hold on, someone's calling me. Sorry about that. I got a phone. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. Man, I came all the way out to this airport the other day, and they want you to have 2 forms of ID. My Social Security has a rip in it, and it just did not, and they just would not accept it. So I had to go all the way. Do you see how far I have to drive to get to this airport? Imagine when there's a snowstorm. It's not for the faint at heart. You know what I'm saying? When there's a snowstorm, it ain't nobody out here, but these roads are just pure ice. And you gotta drive like, it's so scary. And half the time you get let off first thing in the morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's on the road, and it's just you trying to make it home. And nothing but black ice. Just, man, last year I was so fucking scared driving home. I just hope whatever the situation is with this government, with ICE, with all this stuff, that they get it together. Somehow they're gonna pull this whole thing together, because I don't know what the whole objective is here. They just want to take the whole country down and move to Argentina? Like, what's the... They're going to put all the money, give it to Argentina. and build it up out there, and then they're gonna leave America when they get done. All Trump and JD Vance and all the billionaires, they're gonna build their own, like utopia society in Argentina. That's really what the 20 billion is for. They're gonna build that up, and then all the billionaires are gonna go down there and live, and they're gonna run their corporations from there. That's a prediction. Let's see if it happens. That's the whole plan, you know. What if I'm right? What if this shit ends up right? What I just said? That's crazy. Watch. Build it up in the next 5 years. If all the billionaires end up, if Argentina, like a new Dubai or some shit like that, like the South American Dubai. Because you know Trump is a developer. He's a real estate. I heard that the entire New York skyline is from Trump. That he was the person that built most of the buildings and did all the development in downtown New York. So that whole skyline is Trump, right? I wouldn't be surprised if he's down there trying to build some stuff up for cheaper, you know what I'm saying, taking the American tax money and investing into that and making that into the next new super rich for all the American rich people. They can't do it here, too expensive. You know what I'm saying? You know how Dubai is a rich place for all the Muslim rich, what do them people call it, sheiks and stuff like that? We don't have that over here. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like this rich city, where it's just rich. I mean, you got like San Francisco and LA and all that stuff. But honey, you walk 2 blocks down and it's just fucking Skid Row, and you know what I'm saying? New York, hell, New York is rich, got Manhattan, but hell, 2 blocks down and you up there, you know, it's you in poverty, you know. So, but if you just make a whole city for rich people, and they put 20 billion into it, and just make it only for the rich, and everything is like Dubai, like expensive and shit, and they make that a whole hub. Because what, 20 billion? What do you think in pesos that you could make? 20 billion in pesos is how much? And then they got all those workers down there. That's why they're trying to ship all the people from here down there, so they can make them into slaves and give the government 20 billion and ship these workers from America over into Argentina and build up that whole rich people city. Now this might be a hypothetical, but wouldn't that make a lot more sense than what's going on right now? Oh my God! Now that would make sense. Okay, I see what y'all trying to do. All right, y'all trying to. Okay, that makes way more sense. If they was doing that, I can. That makes okay. Okay, Trump. Okay, you doing okay? You're trying to set things up for your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids and your kids' 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 kids. Generational wealth. Cause I'm like, dude, I ain't never seen a person so old and stuff still trying to still trying to fucking just be like this super duper mooper you know, rule the world type of thing. Like, damn, like what time does it end? You know what I'm saying? What age? You gonna be like 80 years old still trying to like what is the, you ain't even gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Where are you can't even really enjoy it. You have a colostomy bag, your fucking veins are popping. Like, well, I don't understand. Like, at some point, like when you get to a certain age, it's like you don't want these people that run for these, they don't even get to be grandpa. You know what I'm saying? They don't get to like watch their grandkids and, you know, just do grandparent stuff. And, you know, he the president, he just play golf and do deals and stuff. Like, he don't get to be grandpa. Like, do you think that what's his wife, Ivanka, whatever her name is, does she get to be grandma? Like, do the kids like drop off their kid and make her watch the kid, or is there like a nanny that's like, no, we'll just let the nanny watch the kid. Nanny, watch the kid. And the nanny's probably Mexican too. Like, Lupita, come watch the kids. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one that ain't get sit back by ice. Shoot. I'm almost here, you guys. I have almost made it. This is the, listen, DFW, from where I live to DFW is long as fuck, bro. That was how many minutes? That's I don't even know how long. 50 minutes, an hour almost. Whew. It's a whole hour, bro. I'm trying to do this. Almost did it again. Almost made the mistake. I would have been mad as hell. Like, oh dang it, I missed it again. Looks like I'm here about the park. I'm finally at the parking place. Listen, thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm gonna park this car and say hello to you guys because I can't see anything that y'all are saying because, you know, of course I have to pay attention to the road. You know, can't be unsafe. You know, well, we're driving. Oh, you know, wait, have y'all heard the new thing about Krishan Rock and Jr.? I think, if you guys are into the gossip stuff, Tasheki is wanting to fight Krishan. I guess the dude that Krishan was dating has came out and said that the son was on the ground. Like, the son fell off the ground. I guess the son got some kind of, something wrong with it. A little baby boy, you know, with him. Something wrong with him. He can't walk or something like that, and so she just let the son fall to the ground and didn't want to pick him up. And so the dude left out the room. I was like, well, why didn't you pick him up? People are crazy, y'all. What's up, guys? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay. When I noticed she didn't pick that little boy up, I had to just leave the room. What? Why didn't you pick the baby up, bro? You see the baby on the ground, you just gonna leave the baby on the ground? You gonna leave the room? At least put the baby on the bed first, then leave the room. These kids, I don't know. Are these the crack babies? Or were we the crack babies? Were they the crackhead babies? Or are we the cracks? I don't know. All right, guys. What's up? Please boom. Okay, let's see. People got deleted. All right, words saying some wild stuff. God is great all the time. Ashe. Thank you, Rob All Banks. Wow, Rob All Banks. Right. Okay. All right. Listen. Thanks, Rob All Banks. I'm not sure who exactly that person is. But thank you for those people that was in here. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, everybody that was here. I gotta go up in here and take care of my business. You know, look. You know how you get old. You gotta take your glasses up to read things up close. Getting old. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Wait, hold on. Peace.